Oh my gosh, everything's on fire. Where's the fire extinguisher? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What am I gonna do? Just kidding, guys. Nothing's on fire. We're just getting started here. It is Thanksgiving Day. I no longer say Happy Thanksgiving, but I wish you all the best day that you may have today and every day that you live. And today, we're gonna be getting prepared our Thanksgiving feast, as everyone around the United States probably is, although there probably is a lot of individuals who aren't doing any sort of feasting or celebrating today, because today in history, the origins of Thanksgiving comes from a day of massacre, and then celebrating that massacre. And so, you know, when you say Happy Thanksgiving, it's not really something you should be saying, but we do celebrate this day now traditionally and as an American holiday, and so we now utilize this day as a way of gathering for our family, for our friends, to be able to come together and to feast and to basically to give thanks and gratitude to each other, to each other's lives, and to our relationships and everything like that. So even though that it started out as a day of massacre and 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 just a horrible day in history, um, it's become this day of tradition, which, if you go into blindly celebrating American holidays or any sort of holidays and you don't really know what the actual history and origins of it are, and you're just blindly celebrating, it's probably best to give a little respect to that day, to the holiday, and to those who may have been somehow involved in any sort of negativity or anything like that. So, with that being said, I just want to move forward, and I just want to wish you all a very good day today. And I want to share with you what we're going to be doing. So, even though it's not a happy Thanksgiving, it's still going to be a Thanksgiving feast and a way for us to come together with family, friends, and to honor each other and basically just have a good day together. And we also get to have a national holiday. So whether you're for it or against it, you probably don't have to work today. So at least you get to have the day off. And if you do have to work, I'm sorry, but some of us never get a day off, right? That's why I'm cooking right now and I'm working early in the morning. So I've been up since about 5:30 in the morning, been slowly getting prepared, wondering what I'm gonna do. I got the place kind of staged up. We got the turkey out, we got pans, we got all the stuffing. We got so many. We got 5 boxes of gluten-free stuffing, which is probably way too much. So if anyone needs any gluten-free stuffing and you need to get some now and the stores are closed or whatever, come on by. We got a box or two for you. I can't give them all away. I'll probably use 3 of them. So and they're gluten-free. So this is gonna be a first. I've never made gluten-free stuffing and stuffed a turkey with it. So we're gonna do that right now today. But before we do this, we're gonna get started on some dishes. So we need to Norwex this whole entire place. Look at this. Look at this crazy mess. So I need to actually get rid of all of these dishes real quick, and I want to show you real quick and simply how I do dishes with Norwex. Very simple. We use our Norwex. Um, uh, is this the Enviro scrub, Enviro sponge, and then we've got our kitchen towel. And this is not the textured kitchen towel. We do have some towels that have the texture on it, which I don't see any of our textured kitchen towels here. That's interesting. Ah, here's one. So we do have the textured kitchen towel as well. So we can use this. Actually, let's go ahead and pull this one out, and we'll wash this one here later today. We'll do some deep cleaning with Norwex, but let's get all these dishes all situated here. So the beauty of Norwex is that we use only water. And I don't fill up the sink with soap and water because we use only water. So I'm going to be using clean water for every dish. And then you simply just use your Enviro cloth. It's got a scrubber on one side, the cloth on the other. And we're going to simply just wash the dishes. Now, I try to keep it easy for us here to where the dishes are already rinsed or pre-rinsed. There's not really any crusty food and stuff on it. So I try to keep the dishes real simple and easy. But then with the Norwex, and not having to use any soap, and not having to fill up your whole sink with soapy water, the one thing that I hate about that is, you know, if you got some really nasty dishes, they're like oily or whatever, mostly the oils, right? They always like cut through that soap, and then you don't really have any more soapy water, and then you just got like this oily water, and that oil like floats on top of the sink, like on top of that water in the sink. Man, that is one of the most disgusting things to me that I ever believe. I was like, man, I don't like putting my hands in dirty dishwater. There's something about that. I'm like please don't leave a sink full of dishes and then fill it up with stuff and then just let it get all nasty and stagnant water with all the food and the oil, and it starts to get all stinky and gross, and then you got to put your hands all the way on the bottom of the sink to then unplug it. Like, man, I hate when people do that. That sucks. I'm sorry, but that's one of my pet peeves with dishes, is putting my hands in dirty dishwater. I don't know. So using the clean water like this, even though I'm running it, I'm not running it really high, so I'm not using too much of it. It's allowing me to rinse as I'm washing. And the Norwex, the beauty of Norwex is that it mechanically picks up all the gunk, all the dirt, dust, the bacteria, everything off the surface. If you use Norwex properly, it removes 99.9% bacteria from the surfaces with water alone, because of the microfibers and how powerful the microfibers are. So we're going to do some of these dishes. We're going to bust them out of the way. That way we can have a clear, clean sink here, and I can start prepping the turkey in here. So that's what I'm really trying to do right now. And I just want to give you a quick demo on how easy it is to do dishes. And I probably should have got some of these done first so we weren't just sitting here for the next like minutes or so doing dishes. So let me try to hurry up here. So I don't know if you guys have dishes this easy or not, but most people hate doing dishes. Most people can't stand to do dishes, and that's why they allow them to pile up. Most people don't have they don't think about like, oh, I just dirtied a dish, let me wash it right away, instead of just putting it in the sink and letting it sit for someone else to wash, or letting it just let the food get harder and even more crusted onto the plate. Like when you're eating, usually your food's still moist and wet, and if you rinse the plate at that point, then it's nice and clean. And then you just gotta wash it like this. And with Norwex, you don't need any soap. That's the beauty of Norwex. Here, I could even turn that down some. It's a little bit too much water. I'm just going to try to clear this sink here real quick. You know, silverware always takes a long time. Copper water glass. These are super important, guys. You should look into why it's important to drink from copper. If you are of the water, about the water, I highly recommend you drinking from copper vessels to help to rejuvenate that water and make it more vital, more living water, and better for you and your body and your health. Drink from copper all the time. Don't just drink plastic water bottles all the time. You know, always think about your health in all settings and all things. I gotta put my hands in this nasty water because this stupid thing always fills up. I got these silicone things to stop the water or stop the food, and then it plugs up everything. So one day we had issues with our garbage disposal, and they came to fix it, and all they did is they just removed it. Like, that's not fixing it. And they're like, here, we'll fix the problem, we'll just get rid of it. We'll get rid of the problem entirely. So now we got to block any foods, and I always try to remind everyone to not put food in the sink because we don't have a garbage disposal anymore. So the trick is to always wipe your plates out and your bowls or whatever into the trash can. You know, just get your fork, your spoon, your knife, whatever it is, and just scrape the food right out into the trash can. Then rinse it in the sink. Don't bring your plate full of food and just put it right in the sink. I mean, some people have garbage disposals and they get used to that way of being. But it is what it is. Everyone's got their own ways of doing things, and some ways just aren't good. Sorry to say. Some ways are not in the mode of goodness or in the mode of ignorance. Alright, so we almost got all these dishes done right here. On this side, and then, you know, like if this ever gets too dirty or whatever, you just rinse it against itself, so it's like scrubbing the dirt off of itself somehow. Like, I don't really know. It's interesting how Norwex works. But then it also has the silver embedded in it, so it nullifies any sort of like bacteria or anything that's left over too. So it's like it's still doing the work. I don't know. It's amazing. Norwex is amazing. I highly recommend it. We're gonna bust out these dishes real quick right here. Now, the only issue about using Norwex and just water is the fact that you do have to wipe every single bit of surface in order to remove all the bacteria and all the dirt off the surface. If you just like, oh, just wipe right here, right here. Like some people, when they're washing their dishes, they just wipe it real quick because it's just been like soaking in the water and they think that that's cleaned it or whatever. It's like, just let it soak in the soapy water, it'll be okay. So you have to make sure that you do wipe every bit of surface of your stuff, and then you got to make sure you get into like these little, these little nooks and crannies in here. You got to get your Norwex and really get in there to make sure that you're getting all the surface areas. And then after you're done with doing that and getting all the surface areas, and you get your towel, your kitchen towel here, which I got on me. And you do the same thing. Here, we'll just stop right there. So then, we'll rinse that out, right? rinse it against the saddle, wring it out nicely, and you can hang it up to dry, just like that. And then, you know, we've got Norwex everywhere, so then I got my Norwex Chanel hand towel here. So this also is embedded with silver. So when I do this, I'm also utilizing that cleaning power of Norwex, and my hands are now purified and clean. No more bacteria and anything. So if you got little children around and you just get them to like rinse their hands, some children don't use soap. If you get them to rinse their hands and dry it on this, they're gonna have clean hands. They've done studies where they have kids with dirty hands and then Norwex hands, and then they let them touch bread like a sandwich, and they put it in the Ziploc baggies. And all the kids who had the Norwex hands, their bread didn't mold, and all the kids who had dirty hands, their bread molded quickly. All right, so check this out, guys. So then you get your drying towel. This is basically a kitchen towel with texture on one side, so it really does dry nicely. We can go right into that, you know, that little nook and cranny of it, get around the whole surface there, and that's done. And you just simply put it away right away, so you can get all your dishes dried and put away all at one time real quick. So we'll get this all done. Make sure you go right in that nook and cranny just like that. Bam. That's the beauty of Norwex, guys, is that when you dry it, you're also then nullifying even more. Like, you know, let's say, oops, I missed a spot, right, while I was washing. Well, this also is embedded with that silver, and it also has the cleaning power of removing all the bacteria with mechanically picking it up with the microfibers, with all the microfibers that these are made from. And it also has the 99.9% bacteria removal. So that's the beauty of that. So we're about to get started on the turkey, guys. I just wanted to clean the dishes out of the sink right there real quick. And then we'll be able to get started here. I just needed to make some room in the sink so I could, you know, get the bird all ready and prepared. I'm gonna have to get all the giblets or the giblets out. I don't know how you guys say it. I say it both ways. You know, tomato, tomato. It don't matter. Potato, potato. Crisps. I just wanted to say that word. It's one of the weirdest words in the world. Just try it. Just say the word. Crisps. Ever since high school, there's something about that word. So we're just cleaning all these surfaces, right? Getting all the surfaces nice and clean. If I missed anything, this is going to make sure that all the bacteria, all the everything, if there's any kind of food or whatever, it's all removed. But as you saw, I washed it really well. So we do that with everything, get it all dried and put away. That way we have a nice area to start cooking and get our bird prepared. So very soon, I'm going to start cooking the stuffing. We're going to get some butter and some onions cooked. My wife doesn't like celery, so we're not adding celery. And then we're going to add some, I believe, chicken broth. Since this bird is going to be stuffed, we're eating bird, it's meat. I'm not really like worried about if I'm using vegetable broth or chicken broth because it's going in the bird anyways. But on the side, I will also make a vegetarian style stuffing, and but it will also be gluten-free. Then later on today, I'm going to be showing you guys a traditional must-have for Thanksgiving. We're going to be cooking up some of this here. This is red chile powder. I don't know if you can see that. Loma Vista hot. It says hot chili powder. So this stuff right here It's a New Mexico must-have. It's a tradition. Here in New Mexico, instead of using brown gravy, we basically cover everything. Our turkey, our potatoes, our stuffing, cover it all in red chili. It is so good. If you've never had it, well, you've never had it. If you want to have it, try it. If you don't want to have it, don't try it. But here in New Mexico, many of us eat it. Now, the one thing is, it's funny, is I've got some relatives who are here. They've been here for like at least 10 years. I don't know how long they've been here in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, but they're from California. So a few years ago, they invited us over to Thanksgiving dinner, right? And I'm like, ain't no one gonna have red chili over there. So I brought a whole jar, a full jar, something about like this size. Brought a full size jar of red chili. And they were all, what is that? I'm like, yeah, it's red chili for the turkey and stuff. They're all, what? And I'm just like, you guys know you're in New Mexico, right? Where we do turkey with red chili. We cover our mashed potatoes with red chili. We have tamales and pozole with red chili. I'm like, you guys are living in our state here in New Mexico. There's traditions here that must be met. They're required for you to be considered a New Mexican. And one of them is, if you want to be considered a true, authentic New Mexican, you must eat your turkey with red chili. It's like, it's not Thanksgiving without pumpkin pie, right? Well, it ain't Thanksgiving without the red chili here. And that's just how we roll. All right, so we're about to get started here. We've been 23 minutes live. I was hoping to just start this live soon. That way I could get some people in here. Maybe we could get people to join in on the live chat, have a little conversation. Let me know what you guys are cooking today. Comment below, like, what is your list of foods that you'll be cooking? I'm possibly the only one who's going to be cooking like all the meal, but my wife will be cooking a lot of pies today. So when she gets up, then hopefully the turkey will be ready by the time she's up. And then we can do, we can start baking and doing all the other stuff, the green bean casserole, which that seems to be like just a Thanksgiving tradition, right? Like the turkey, the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, the green bean casserole. And you got to have the sweet yams, right? Got to have the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on top. And you got to have the rolls. We got the Hawaiian rolls. Much love and blessings to everyone in Maui at this time. I don't know if they actually celebrate Thanksgiving or not out there traditionally. But because they got rolled over by Great Britain, right? Or by some, I forget exactly which country like rolled over them, and that's why they have the I forget what that's called, the something jack or whatever. Their flag is basically like the Great Britain flag, the UK or something. Okay, we're really close to getting these all dried and put up now. And I didn't do all of them, but I wanted to make sure I had at least one sink that I could start preparing this bird. Because once I get the bird in the oven, then I can take another break. And then we'll get prepared for the next video on how to make the authentic red chili sauce from powder. So there's two ways of making red chili sauce. One is from powder, and the actual authentic way is the chili pods. So let me see if I have any chili pods, and I can show you what chili pods look like. These aren't actual, real, true chili pods. Well, do I have some? I'm sure I've got some in the house somewhere. I don't cook a lot of chili in these days because my wife has an ulcer, and no one else really eats chili in his house besides me. This is a dried out chili pod. This is actually an ancho chili. But this is like what red chilies would look like. I actually just had some. They maybe look a little more like this, but this is even a little bit different of a chili. These are smaller. But if you could just imagine, we grow green chili. The green chili, when it ages, it then turns red. It'll like go yellow, go like light green, then yellow, and then it starts to go to like an orange and then into a red. And then once it's red, you basically just leave it to dehydrate or dry out. That's how it turns red. And then you turn it into a powder. So there are different ways on how you can prepare the red chili powder and everything. So later on today, I'm going to attempt to make a gluten-free red chili sauce, New Mexico authentic red chili sauce, although calling it authentic when it's not made with the flour, you know, that's like, So, like, what the heck was that? I thought I saw someone behind me right there for a second. I was like, who is that? And so, yeah, in a little while, we're going to get this turkey going. We're going to get the stuffing going first. I'm thinking, or I don't know, maybe we should prepare the bird first, so then we have an opportunity to let the bird kind of dry and everything. I don't really know if I'm actually wetting it, but I do want to get it all covered in butter and seasonings. That's how I cook my turkey. I don't know if we have any poultry seasonings. Usually, you know, you need like some thyme and some marjoram and some rosemary and you know, salt, pepper. Although we don't use pepper. But yeah, I don't think I actually bought any poultry seasoning specifically. I don't think I have anything up there. And then we can use, you know, like other kind of spices on there too, if I wanted to add a little this or little that. Okay, we're almost done with the whole washing of the dishes, which took 30 minutes for that, for all these. I don't know if that's quick. It's quicker than usual when you got to fill up the sink, wait for the sink to fill, add the soap, you know, all that. But that's washed, dried, and put away. Okay, so now let's get this turkey all set. I need to clean the sink here. So now that the sink is clear, and it's got a couple little bottle caps here, jar caps, I'm going to use an EnviroCloth here to actually clean out all the like oily parts of the sink. That way I'm not using the dish rag, but you can use the dish rag too. But I'd rather use a different cloth here and get rid of all that oily gunk and stuff that, you know, accumulates from the dirty dishes. And then sometimes, like I was showing you that drain cover that, you know, it stops the food from going down the sink because we don't have a garbage disposal. Sometimes it fills up and then it makes, you know, it gets the whole sides of the sink right here all oily and disgusting. So it's always good, it's important to always wipe down your sink so you have really good clean stuff, especially when you're preparing your food and stuff in your sink, you know. So that's the beauty of Norwex too, is that now we're also using that same cleaning power, getting rid of 99.9% bacteria, right? With just the cleaning power of Norwex alone. I'm going to go way deep into this drain here. I'm going to really scrub it nice and clean. And I offer to do this to for locals here in Albuquerque. If anyone wants my services of having their house cleaned with Norwex, I can definitely do that for you. My rates are starting at 20 an hour. You know, if you got some really nasty stuff, deep cleaning and stuff, I might have to charge a little more. Working with mold and mildew and things like that, that kind of stuff. Nasty areas under the sink, dealing with bugs and roaches and things like that. You know, I may have to charge a little bit more for some things, but usually it's only 20 an hour. And then see, I'm also cleaning out the drain stopper using the same cloth and getting that all nice and clean and ready to go. Alright, we're just going to put that on the side because we're not going to be dropping any food or anything in here. And then, same thing, rinse out your cloth. And you can hang it, although this one I can't hang because the label's broke. So I'm just gonna drape it over the sink here. And then we're gonna get our kitchen towel. So I'm gonna dry the sink up. And bam, that's all clean. Check this out. This is a crazy weird filter that I created out of one of those zero water filters. It's a zero water filter. I've got it just on a cup here, so any water that was coming through just dripped and didn't drip all over our counter. So it's a zero water filter that I figured out how to outfit with this thing here. So now I can put this into our Nikin Mag filtration system. I cut the bottom off right here, so you just fill it up with tap water, and now we got clean drinking water from the tap with our zero water filter. But we tend to just get clean filtered water from the corner store, or we used to get it from the corner store. We no longer can go to the corner store because they burnt it down, guys. They burnt down our corner store. So I now got to travel like 2 miles or further in order to get our drinking water. So I'm really grateful that we actually do have other means of filtering water if we got to filter our own tap water here. So I highly recommend you guys get some sort of filters. We went with a few different filters actually. We've got that one, the zero water filter. We've also got some of those live straw filters for personal use, and we also have some Berkey style water filters. They aren't Berkey because Berkey doesn't do a third party testing, so they boast how they do this and that. They clean out all this like bacteria and enzymes, and well, I don't know about enzymes, but all this micro living organisms and all this stuff, but yet they don't go with the third party testing. So I don't trust Berkey filters, but there are a lot of other filters on this on the market that are Berkey compatible, and they actually do the third party testing. All right, we're about to get the turkey going, guys. All right, now I'm really hoping that this turkey is ready and defrosted. I pulled it out on Sunday, so I'm hoping that was just enough time. I got Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday 4 days. I don't know if they need it 5 days. Alright, you see this knot here? Sometimes plastic has a knot. If you could figure out the natural twist of the plastic got tied in there, you can tighten that twist and then push it back through. All kinds of little tips and tricks today, huh? I'm gonna twist that tight. I'm gonna try to force it back through this hole here. And the more that you loosen that, the more it should loosen its grip. And then you can force that twisted knot right through like that. It's really cool. And then you should be able to, come on. Now the paper is getting in the way. Alright, there we go. Okay. Big old bag for turkey. Alright, this is what, like a 17 pounder? 17.14. So the rule is, what is it, every hour? 1 hour for every 5 pounds, 4 to 5 pounds. So 4 to 5 pounds. If it was 16, if you're going at 4 times 4. So anywhere between 4 and 5 hours, right? Or wait, 3? 3 times 5 would be 15. It's close to 15. Yeah, so like 3 to 4 hours, 4.5. Okay. So let's get this all opened up. So you're going to need some scissors to cut this off, or a knife. If you use a knife, be careful. If you use scissors, be careful. Anything, just be careful. You cut that little metal piece off the plastic right there. They always bind it with that little metal. And let me move you guys away from the stupid lighting here. That lighting there is horrible. But yeah, and I don't know if that lighting's any better. Now it just got everything darker, right? So, yeah, that's a weird light bulb there. Alright, well, either way, and now I got you guys way on the lean here, all crooked. You got the lean, gangster lean right there. Okay, let me see if I can show you again. So there's a little metal thing that always holds that together, binds it, you know. So we'll cut that off. Alright, now, I'm going to get this turkey all ready. Alright. Here, let's try to move that out of the way. Scissors out of the way. Okay. Now, let's move this. No, that's not in my way. Okay, so we're going to open this up here. What is this? Got some weird, like, black something in here. Like, what is that? That's weird. Man. Like, what is up with this? This better be an okay turkey here. The food on this planet is getting weird these days, guys. I don't know if I want to eat this. What the fuck? Okay, guys. This is weird. I don't, like, what the fuck is that? It's underneath the skin. Okay. What is going on here? This is weird, guys. This ain't part of my plans on this video here. This is going to stop me in my tracks right now. I'm flipping this over. I don't know what. What the fuck is that? What is that? It's like on the wrapper. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like hairs or something. Would that, okay. Am I just freaking out? Is that just feathers? Is that just the feathers that are left over? That they didn't pull them right or something? I mean, it kind of looks like feathers. And then it's in the skin. Do I gotta like de-feather this bird? That's weird. Okay, I've never seen a turkey that still has like feathers all up on it and in it. Okay, I'm not freaking out anymore. I'm like, okay, that's definitely feathers because it's inside the skin. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Some weird fucking venom shit. It's like, it better not be. Oh, meat's so fucking weird. Sorry, I'm a wannabe vegetarian, which means I want to be a vegetarian. But it's hard to be one when you're living with a bunch of people who are also, they're just carnivores. And they always have to have meat at some point sometimes. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like clean this up and get rid of some of these feathers here. I'm like, what the hell, man? They didn't clean up this bird or something? Okay, let me put like, what the fuck? I don't know. Like, that's just, I never seen that before. Like, they really just leave all that? Like feathers? I mean, it looks like feathers now that I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah. And the way that it sticks in there, like this one. See that right there? Can't even pull that out. Good thing I got Norwex. I could clean my hands from this poultry. All right, we're going to set you back up on the camera here. I'm like, okay. That was weird and freaky. Let me turn you over. All right, guys. Let me figure out how. Like, do I need to get my tweezers or something? Like, what the heck? I'm going to actually grab my tweezers real quick. I'm going to have to Norwex these real quick. These are my glass blind tweezers. Like, I think they'll grab though. I hope so. Let's see. Try not to touch the meat. I'll just see if I can grab that. Dang, that thing is stuck in there. So weird. Alright, well, let me see if I can just... get that feather quill out. I don't want to be eating no feather quails, right? I'm gonna have to get a knife, do some surgery, and cut this thing out, man. Holy cow, it's still in there. Oh, what the fuck, man? Dang, okay. Finally got it. Big old thick quill in there. Okay. I'm gonna do my best to just clean this up. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's chicken skin. I was like, what the fuck is it? Like snake skin? I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to cook these feather quills in here, right? You're supposed to peel them out. Okay, if I grab it with my finger and the tweezers, there we go. And little feathers all up in its butt. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's where I'm cleaning right now. In that lower region. Okay. Well, that was weird and interesting to find a bunch of black freaking feathers there. I was like, what is going on? Is that weird? That nano. I forget what that stuff is. Like venom. You guys know what I'm talking about? Big old quill. Alright, so we're going to go through this turkey, I guess, and make sure. And all these quills get taken out. Holy, look at that thing. Yeah, we don't want to be eating that. Is it still in there? This bird's gonna be all tore up on the outside. Like, what happened to it? Looks like someone cut it up. Okay. I think that's most of them. That big one right there. Let me get that one out. Okay. I feel a lot happier and better about this now. That freaked me out for a second. I was like, what the heck is all this black stuff? I thought it was some weird, like, nano worms or something coming out of this bird. You know, and maybe throughout the years, I just never really realized that there was all these, like, quills and stuff in the bird still, you know? Alright. I'm pretty sure that's all the quills now. At least on the part that's uncovered. I have to open this whole thing up still. I stopped right in my tracks. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What the F is that? Okay, let's examine this bird. I will be rinsing this off. I'm checking it out. Big old feather. Yeah, they are feathers. At least I know that they're feathers because I can tell. Okay, I'm not worried about any weird nano stuff or anything anymore. Yeah, there's a few quills here and there, I guess. And I don't know if that's something that I've ever noticed before. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. Alright, well, we need to get a pan ready for all of this here. I'm going to pull out all the giblets. Sorry, you guys ain't even able to see what's going on here. Okay, so pulling this stuff out, we can tell that it's all defrosted. It's still cold though. It's like barely got defrosted, you can tell. Alright, we'll put that in the pan. Get in here and we'll take off this plastic here so we can remove the rest of this here. There's got to be more. Usually there's more in there. There we go. What is that? The liver? You know, that felt like it was still attached in there. What the heck? Alright, then we got to get into up here in the neck. And then this is another bag full of all the other entrails and things, or whatever. Not 100% sure. More feathers. Alright, we're going to make sure we clean this bird out really good. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to take out this plastic thing, right? Or is that supposed to stay in? Oh, no, that's stuck in there. That's just supposed to hold the... I'm sure that's supposed to come out, right? You don't cook plastic in your food. That'd be stupid. But those things are barbed. They don't want to come out. There we go. Alright, I'm going to put that to the side there. Alright, make sure there's no more feathers here. Make sure there's nothing hidden that we gotta cook or anything. You know, I'm gonna take this whole bottom piece here. It's got a lot of feathers on there. So I don't know if you guys see that. I'll have to work on that, and I'll use that for the gravy. Alright. Now, I was watching a video the other day, and this guy actually took off all the parts of the bird. He cut it all apart, and he was able to cook the bird like within, I don't know, I think he said like within an hour or two. Like, it was so quick. But it was, you know, it was because he wasn't cooking the whole bird, he was cooking the portions of it. And he was able to then separate all the dark meats with all the light meats and cook it perfectly browned. I was thinking maybe I would do that, but since we're already planning on, there's another big old quill right there. Since we were planning on stuffing this bird with the gluten-free stuffing this year, and I already got so much of it ready to go, I figure we might as well do that this year. What is going on here? Can't get that big old quill out. This one's on the wing here. Ew. More quills. Alright. I think we got all the quills now. Alright, do you guys ever find quills on your bird like that? Yeah, they're deep too. And they're big. Look at that. I don't know if you can see how big that is. Like, I do not want to be eating that. It's already bad enough I'm eating a bird. Another quill. Alright, well, I'm happy that I'm going through all these quills here. I found 3 more right here on the chest. Fucking huge. Yeah, we don't want to eat those. I have to bring this water down. Just wasting a lot of water here. Jeez. There's some big quails, man. There's some big quails. I mean, do they soften if you just cook them? You're like, yeah, whatever, we eat them. People are probably like thinking like, man, this guy, he doesn't realize that they're always just in there. You just eat them. Do you? Does anyone take the time to do what I'm doing and make sure? It's weird. Like, I don't want to be eating feathers, right? So weird to be doing this. One after the other, after the other. I should have probably zoomed in. Some people find this kind of stuff satisfying. I'm like, oh wow, okay, popping things out of skin. I don't know, it's kind of deep in there. I didn't even notice it, I just felt it. So yeah, I'm wondering, like, is this just all a bunch of quills all within the skin anyways? Maybe we just always cook it and don't even realize that the skin is all full of the quills and stuff. But I guess it peels off, right? You don't really got to eat the skin. Although some people might think that's the best part. Because some people are weird like that. Just kidding. Okay. I think that's all the major ones, all the super big ones there. So weird. And there's still a whole bunch like all up in the neck here. These tweezers are working great though. using some heavy duty tweezers. So for those of you who are in Albuquerque right now, and you don't have a place to go for Thanksgiving, always know that the Peace and Justice Center at Harvard and Silver, down by the university area, they have Thanksgiving dinner, I believe from 10 to 2, this morning from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. So go on by and get yourself a free meal. Enjoy some company with some of the folks that are there. And yeah, that way, and please share that information out as well. So that way those who are, they don't have anywhere to go this year, at least they do have somewhere they can have a meal and enjoy a Thanksgiving dinner as well. Not everyone has family to go to or any friends to go to. And so it's always good to maybe in need. Share this information out. Let people know that there is other places that you may be able to go. If you weren't invited here or there or whatever. What is up with that? This right here, like that does not look. I don't know, some weird kind of coloration in the skin there. I don't know, man. This meat these days really does scare me. I don't know what you're really eating and how they're taking care of their animals. Okay, we're gonna let this bird now dry out. Make sure we got all the giblets and all the neck pieces and everything. Okay. All right. We got our bird all rinsed and cleaned up. Let me wash my hands real quick. And I'm going to rinse out my my Norwex cloth here with all them feathers. And it's already 8:15. I thought this bird was going to be in by like 6 or 7 in the morning. I'm already like 2 hours behind schedule here. Alright, so now basically I'm just wringing out the cloth and I'm going to use it to wash my hands. And get rid of all that turkey, poultry, flesh and blood and all that off my hands here. I don't really like dealing with meats, but it's what we do for Thanksgiving, I guess, traditionally. So, let me get rid of that there. We're going to let that just kind of like drip dry. Here, I should probably lift it up in this way. There we go. Just wipe my hands here. And then we get the drying cloth here. Now, we got to get the stuffing going. So that's the next beast that we're going to tackle right now. So let's get a pan here. So we got ourselves a pan. I'm going to move over all the giblets, whatever. Alright, so now we got ourselves a pan here, right? So now it calls for some butter and onion. So we need to cut up a little onion here. And we don't do too much onion in our household, so we're not going to use up too much onion. Alright. We get rid of all this stuff here. And we can also just cut it. Use about that much, I guess. Alright, so we just cut that off there. And peel this outer skin here that isn't so good. All the dry skin. Take off the layer there. And put this in the trash. Alright, now, I don't know if I kept it all intact because I took off the top, but there usually is like a nice little quick way of cutting onion and keeping it all together, but I didn't do that. So we're just going to go directly across from top to bottom, going pretty much with the grain of the onion here, right? And then I'm going to go directly across that cut like that. And that's going to give us a really nice diced small pieces of onion that we'll be able to saute in the butter for the stuffing. Alright. So now I just add this into the pan with oil here, and let me I'm gonna have to actually move this pan and give myself a little more space here. Alright, that's better. So now we'll turn on the pan here, put it to a medium high. We'll get our butter out here. So this is a gluten-free stuffing, and we're going to also do it dairy-free. So we're going to be using a plant butter, Country Crock plant butter with olive oil. So maybe it's a little bit better than the regular Country Crock. I don't know. This calls for, what does it say, 5 tablespoons of butter. And I believe, what is there, like 7 or 8 tablespoons of butter per stick. So usually they got it marked out here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there's a little bit extra on the side too. So we need 5 tablespoons of butter. So we're just going to cut this into 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bam. We'll cut it right there. And then we got our 5 tablespoons of butter. We'll put that directly into the pan. We'll let this get all melted. Usually I use regular butter, but my wife is gluten-free, dairy-free. Our son is also gluten-free, dairy-free. I was thinking about making 2 stuffings this year, but you know what? I'm just going to go with the gluten-free. We're just going to eat that with them, and that'll be fine. So we're going to melt this butter and get it all melted on the bottom here. So I'm going to kind of like stir it up a little. And once we get that butter all melted, then we'll add in the onion. And then with the other piece of butter, we're going to take this butter and we're going to rub it all over the turkey. And then we're going to coat it with rosemary and thyme and maybe a little paprika. I do like paprika on my chicken. And I don't know what else that we have here. Maybe a little basil, thyme. I don't know if we have marjoram. I'm looking. Maybe a little garlic. That's not marjoram. I don't think we have any marjoram. All right. So we'll use what we got, and we'll make it happen. I know they use like thyme and sage. I don't know if we have any sage. I don't know if we have any white sage that we can put from outside. Okay, this butter is getting there. Oh, yeah. All right. What else do I need onion for? Should I add a little more? You know, I might make another stuffing on the side. That's what's going on. So I'm keeping some of it on the side. And then also just a little bit extra for in case I use it for anything else. Okay, we're going to now saute these onions in the butter and brown them a little bit. Basically get them to where they're translucent. And let's see, what would I like to use? You know, actually I'm just going to use the spatula to stir it all up. Okay, so now I haven't even started reading the ingredients or the instructions here. So it says that we're going to need some onion, some celery. We're not going to use celery. Butter. Then you're going to need this 1 box of the gluten-free rosemary and sage stuffing. So it already has rosemary and sage. And then we need 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Being that this is going into the turkey, we will be using chicken broth. Alright, so we got that here, which is the organic Imagine with fresh vegetables, free-range chicken broth, low sodium. And then salt and pepper to taste. We don't use black pepper here in the home because my wife is allergic. But always reading the ingredients and what's on the bottom there, black pepper. So she's going to have to use a little Benadryl. Anyways, we won't add any more to it. Alright, so now we're going to basically glaze up these onions here. Get them all cooked in the butter, make them all nice and soft and translucent, and start to brown them some. And let's read the instructions here. So it says, To melt the butter and saute onion and celery until they start to soften. Add the chicken broth. All right, so now we're going to get our measuring cup. And it said that we need 1.5 cups of chicken broth. So we get our measuring cup here. Give it a little shake. All right. And let me show you a little trick here. So a lot of people, they pour their stuff out like this and it gurgles. Go, 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 go. If you go on the side like this, where the pouring spout is up top, and you pour this way, the air stays on the top and you don't get that go, 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 you know? So there's 1 cup, and we need what, 1.5? I guess I could have used a bigger measuring cup, but we'll just go 1 and then we'll measure 1/2. We'll let this saute a little bit longer. Any of those big chunky onions, I'm gonna make sure that they are small. Okay, and we'll let that cook for a little bit. So while that's cooking, getting baked, I will as well. So this stuffing, this batch, we're going to put into the bird. So we're probably going to butter the bird and then season it at least on the bottom, and then we're going to lay the bird into the pan. We're going to put this stuffing directly into it. That's going to allow for the heat of that stuffing to start to warm up the inside of the turkey, and it will help. You know, if there's for any reason it's frozen in any place here or there, whatever, it's going to help with defrosting it out a little bit more. But I have my hands in there. It's fine. I was worried that we need it one more day, but it's perfect. It's good. But that heat will help to cook it from the inside out, and maybe even lessen the cooking time or just speeding up the whole process. Alright, those onions are looking good, guys. I really wish that my lighting was better for you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this very well or not. I know our kitchen lighting is a little dim. The light bulb's been kind of flickering in and out. I think it's going out. The LED is going out on us. And we used to have 2 light bulbs in there, and one already flickered out. So we're only on 1 light bulb here. So it's kind of dim lighting. As I go, I'm going to continuously be cleaning up, making sure that I am getting rid of any trash. If I dirty any dishes, I'll make sure that I clean them up right away, because throughout the day we're going to be needing spatulas and spoons and all the utensils and all kinds of different cooking stuff, you know. So once I'm done with this pan, we'll probably need it for something else or this and that. So as I'm cooking, I will be cleaning with Norwex all day. I highly recommend Norwex, guys. It's one of the best. Okay, I haven't cooked onions in a while, and this is buttery onion smell. It's interesting. It's like I haven't smelled that smell in a while. I'm going to glaze them down quite a bit, though. I'm going to really, really cook them down, because we're not so much into onions here. It's like, I hope that's not too much. But I wanted to give it a little bit of the traditional flavor, you know, since we're not adding celery. You know, it's interesting, they're not using any garlic. I would think at this point right now is when you would want to add a little garlic powder or some fresh garlic or something like that. But maybe for stuffing you don't need garlic? Like, that's interesting. I would think garlic and onion. Is this onion and celery? How do you guys cook your stuffing? I know everyone has different ways. Some people even add like carrots into it and stuff. You know? Alright, now we're going to bring the heat down a little bit. I don't want to get that pan too hot. I can hear it starting to really cook on us there. So I want to make sure that it's not too much. And I know some of y'all, your grandmothers, your moms, even you probably are a lot quicker at all this. You already been cooking Thanksgiving dinner for your whole life since you were in diapers, and you just know how to do it without reading instructions and stuff, right? And not me. I don't really cook stuffing it all the time, so we're gonna have to figure out how this works. So we're gonna melt the butter. We're gonna saute the onion and celery. No celery. We're gonna add the chicken broth, right? We're gonna remove to a large mixing bowl. So we need a large mixing bowl, guys. And I'm looking around, wondering, where's our large mixing bowl? This is not our large mixing bowl. I don't know if this is, oh my gosh, where is our large mixing bowl? No, don't tell me it's in the fridge. Where is it? Okay, it's not in there. Maybe what I'm gonna have to do is just use another pan. Not in the fridge. Where is our mixing bowl? We have a really large mixing bowl. This one, it's not bigger, no. There's a large white mixing bowl somewhere. Let me check in these drawers here. Interesting. That onion smell almost makes me nauseous. That's weird. Alright, we dropped a little onion on the side. I'm going to put that back in there. Alright, we're going to add our 1.5 cups of broth now. Right? And get this warm. I didn't say get it to boiling or anything. I said just get it warm. And we'll do our pouring trick again. Right? And get that half. Pour half, 1.5 cups. Alright, following the directions to a T. And now let me show you this. Without going to the sink, we simply take the rag, the Norwex Enviro sponge, or Enviro scrub, I forget what they call it technically, and we are going to simply clean it. Did you hear the water run? Nope. Turkey's still in the sink. I didn't want to get it wet or anything. Simply like that. That is now clean. Of course, we want to dry it. This is also going to make sure that if it wasn't clean enough, it is now. Norwex is amazing, guys. I didn't even have to put that to the sink to wash it. That's the beauty of Norwex. It's amazing for camping. I highly recommend it for camping. Like, really. Okay, where's my big white bowl? So weird, I don't have it. I don't get it. Where would it have gone? Did it get thrown away? There's nowhere else where it would fit or be. I know sometimes I use things for projects, but I don't remember using the big white mixing bowl. I have no idea where it is. Aha! There's our glass mixing bowls. Which, yeah, I never put these up here. Who put these up here? This area was never even ready to have anything put up there. I gotta clean this area still. Okay. There we go. Well, I don't know where the plastic mixing bowl is that I was looking for. But even better is I found my Pyrex mixing bowl. Alright, because glass is awesome, right? So let's get this all nice and clean. Let's simply wipe it out. Make sure any dust, dirt, whatever might be in there. Dirt, not dirt, but you know, sitting. We haven't used this bowl in a minute, so I like to make sure there's no like dust or lint, you know, before you cook. It's always nice to have a nice clean bowl or dish to cook on or to prepare your meals on and stuff. Okay, so we got that set. We won't need this bowl. And we need to wash this now. So same thing, guys. So we need to wash our whole setup with our cutting board and our knife here with the onions, right? Onions full of sulfur, right? You gotta definitely make sure you clean that really good, right? Or else it'll be stinky. Well, that's the beauty of Norwex, is it's mechanically removing all of that nastiness right there. And then you dry it and it's done and ready to go. Put it away, get it, have it ready for, you know, pretty soon we'll be starting to make the, we'll be making the sweet potatoes, the yams and stuff. But this will be part one, just getting the bird and stuffing all ready to go. Alright, and this looks like it's nice and warm now. Alright, so now we can pour this into the bowl. I'm going to put this away. We just washed it, dry it, put away. Once again, washed it without having to use the sink. Turkey's in the sink. Alright, so now we're going to pour this in. I say to pour this into another dish here. Alright, and let's get all the onion out, I guess. I'm like, I guess, I don't know. I'm not really into the onion. Now, we could also do the same thing and take our Norwex cloth here. This is all full of butter, guys. Butter and onion, right? Same thing. You take your Enviro cloth, you simply go in here. I gotta be careful because this pan is hot while putting it on my leg. and go in and we wipe it out. Now, I may need to do this another time because it's so buttery and I haven't rinsed this out yet, but it looks like it's actually doing the job. So I'm going to take this EnviroCloth sponge and clean out all that butter. Now the only issue is now this cloth is going to be full of butter, right? And that's all nice and clean. And then, being that this is a pan, I use this towel so I don't dirty any of the gray towels here. Because sometimes the pans, you know, they still leave like black on your towels and stuff or something from like the bottoms and things. But we'll just get that all nice and clean. And that's now ready for later as well. Bam. Okay, so that's ready to go. Now we've got the stuffing here. We're not going to put it right here on the burner because that's still warm. And that's warming up. So now I believe all we do is we take the stuffing, pour it in, mix it, add stuffing mix, stir, and rest until liquid is absorbed. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to stir it, let it rest, and yeah, that'd be good. So now we take our gluten-free breadcrumbs here, the stuffing mix, and oh nice, got a little ready to rip area. Pour this directly in. And then we just stir it up and get it all mixed in there. Just get everything all nice and soaked, and then you just let it sit. I really don't know if I needed to add those onions, but I think the onions will give the bird a little bit extra flavor, and hopefully everyone will be alright with it. Like I'm all wondering one that isn't. I just keep this to the side. We'll do that again real quick. And just put this in another bowl on the side or something. I don't know if I want the onion. I don't know if anyone wants the onion. That's the weird thing. We don't do onion in our home. But in all the recipes, they always are adding that onion and I don't know. I guess it'll all be soft enough. No one will even know, huh? Until they watch this video. Alright, so now we're going to let this just sit and chill, right? And get this ready. And I'm going to come over here. We're going to get this pan all set up with the turkey. So I'm going to bring the turkey over. Maybe we'll bring it over here, actually. What I can do, just move this over to the table here. We'll let that sit there. Gotta remove the sticker so we don't burn that, right? They always add these stupid stickers on the thing. Like, man, you know you gotta put these in the oven, right? And all this plastic gooey stuff on here. Alright, well, most of it came off. Just had to go real slow. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Enviro towel here, and we're going to just wipe it down. Give it a nice little cleaning job here. Now, I don't have a center rack to cook the bird on. I really wish I had some way to lift it up. I mean, these pans got this little cutout things, but you know, it's the weight of the bird's always going to mash that down, right? Okay, so we're going to get the bird in here now, guys, and then we're going to stuff it with Olivia's stuffing, gluten-free stuffing, rosemary and sage. All right, so I'm going to grab the bird. We're going to put it face down, I guess, first, so we can rub the bottom and get that all ready. Alright, and it looks like it's all nice and drip dried good here. Okay, so we're going to go down on its breast first, on the chest first. Backbone is here, right? And I'm gonna butter it and add some seasoning. So we're gonna use the little last bit of this Country Crock butter here, the vegan butter, which I prefer real butter, but this is for my family here. And we're just gonna coat this whole thing here. Make sure you get all up on the inside. Make sure you get nice little chunks of butter stuck in there. We're just gonna butter the whole thing, the whole surface of this beast here. The roast beast. Flip it over there. I'll get it on this side. Nice and buttery. On the wings, on the back. Alright. So now we got that all done, right? And I'm just going to put this right here in the pan for now. So I can clean my fingers up. Maybe use some hot water to get that oily butter off. It's all cold. Oh, come on, hot water. Nah, whatever. I'm just gonna Norwex it. Alright, this bird will be in by 9 o'clock, I guess. Not 7. Like I said, we're just gonna Norwex my fingers, get rid of all the oily butter. And that way I can season this up. All right, so we're gonna use some of this thyme here. It's time, it's on my side. All right, a little thyme, a little basil. Thyme, a little basil, and some rosemary, which this is our own grown rosemary, you know. Might be a little much there. And I'm gonna just, oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing, sorry. I think this camera was shifting on me, huh? Then we're going to take the rosemary and we're going to just kind of break it up, you know. Let it just fall where it may on all that butter. Everywhere. Nice. Okay, then we're going to flip it over do the same thing, and then we're going to stuff this bird. So as we're doing this, the stuffing is getting all nice and set up here. Hopefully that's enough. Like, do we need more? Maybe I should make a second batch, and we can mix it all up. Alright, we're going to do that, guys. I'm going to reheat this. We're not going to add onion to this one. You get another stick of butter here. We're going to get our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tablespoons of butter. And we're just going to melt this down. We're going to add that to the box. I'm going to save that for later. Get this in the pan. No onion this time, just straight up butter. We'll make this simple. Get that heated up. We'll clean this real quick. With the same cloth, I have not rinsed it. We just wiped out that whole entire pan. So that's the beauty of Norwex, is that it can actually keep on picking up more and more and more. It really is amazing. And then drying it off. That also helps remove any other, if there were any residual butter there, then we just got rid of it as well. Okay. As that's happening, I'm going to flip over this bird. We can get it on its backside now. And then we got that other little small piece of butter. But I don't know, we might be able to get away with just buttering it with this one little piece here still. I got quite a bit of butter on here. Yeah, there's a lot of butter still. And this butter is just going to make it nice and creamy and soft and moist and tender and just, oh my God, it's going to be so delicious. All right. Now, one trick that I was taught, my mom taught me, was, when you rub that butter in, you want to massage the turkey. You want to really tenderize all the muscles there. So you want to give your bird a nice little massage there. And it's really going to make that all nice and soft. Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what my mom did. So in my mom's tradition, God bless her soul, we're going to do it this way. Love you, Mom. Blessings to you on this day up in heaven, or wherever you may be. Okay, so now, got that all done, but my fingers are all yuck, right? So let's get that hot water on. Probably have to use the Norwex cloth again. It's not hot enough. It's like not even room temperature. Come on. All right, there we go. Trying to get warm now. So much easier to rinse off oil and butter and stuff off your hands when you have hot water compared to cold. For those of you who don't know, there could be some people who don't even know how to cook anything. They just making bowls of cereal. So it's good to teach people these little tips and tricks, because you never know. And then Norwex. Everyone should get Norwex. That's one of the best tips and tricks I can give you. Alright, so now we're going to do more thyme. Again, on the bird here. I'm just going to add the thyme. What time is it? Time for seasoning. All right, so we got the thyme, a little sweet basil, the basil. Yeah, that looks good. And a little bit more rosemary on here as well. If my wife wasn't sleeping, I would probably go out to the backyard and grab our fresh rosemary off the plant. But I don't want to wake her. I have to go through the bedroom in our little apartment here. Alright, bam, done. Okay, that cavern looks so big that we are definitely going to need more of this. Alright, that is hot enough. Right? So now we need our 1.5 cups of broth. Alright. And we're going to find out right now, is one box enough to make 2 batches of stuffing? Here's one. Here's the half. Bam. And no gurgle, no gook, because I poured it from this way instead of like this. It helps to let the air just flow through to the top instead of getting trapped. And then, do the whole cleaning once again. Same cloth. I have not rinsed this cloth out yet. This is still the same cloth with all that butter and everything. You can now see how clean it is, even on the glass, guys. Look at that. And then, of course, we dry it and put it away. Norwex is that sweet, you guys. It's so it's so helpful for Thanksgiving and any other sort of feast like this. It's amazing. It really is. Alright, I'll put that away. We're letting this heat up right now. Getting all that butter and all that broth all nice and warm. And I'm going to mix it with the pre-mixed one. I'm going to mix it in the pan itself. Well, either way, we need this. There it is. And a little easy to rip thing here. Alright, and yeah, that should be nice and warm. I don't know why they say to move it to another bowl, except maybe that's supposed to be your serving bowl. Alright, we'll take our trash here. Throw that. And then we will mix up this batch right here. Get it all nice and wet and let it sit. And then I'm going to take this batch and I'm going to mix it with the other batch. Like, man, I should have just doubled it up and had even more. But we're going to use this for stuffing the bird. So we're going to let this sit for a second. And then we're going to mix it all together. So now it's going to be less onion for the whole mix altogether. Won't be so oniony. And we'll have a lot of stuffing. Because they say to stuff it real tightly packed, not to stuff it loosely. So that's the trick, is making sure that the bird is stuffed properly. So you don't have uneven cooking on the inside. And usually when you stuff the bird, like I was telling you, this is already warm, so it's already going to start that cooking process from the center. It should speed up things. It's now 9 o'clock in the morning here. We really do need to get this bird in. The next process, which I should have already probably done already, is making sure the oven's preheated and ready. So in order to do so, I now need to, oh yeah, let's see, we also had, there might be a cup left in there. So now I need to clear out this oven. So I'm going to move this pan over here. We'll let this sit. That gives me room to bring things up on top here. I'm going to have to just use the sink as a staging area right now. I'll figure it out. Gotta get all our baking pans out of here. I will be needing this one for sure. So I'll put this to the side. We'll probably need some lids for cooking. Probably won't need our egg pan. Might need a little pan for sauteing some seasonings and spices. And this morning we may need our egg pan for breakfast when everyone wakes up. Alright, now I need to find a place for this. Here, I'm going to put this right here. Perfect. Oh, and chili powder on the next video, part 2. I'll be showing you how to make authentic New Mexico style red chili from the powder. Alright, we're letting that stuffing set up, guys. I'm going to stir it up again real quick. Cool. Alright. So now we got the stuffing all ready over there in the pan. We got the turkey going over here. After I get the bird in, oh, let's get this now baked, I believe, to 400. If I'm not mistaken. I believe it's 400. I'm like, is it 420? 425? We can cook it at 420. That's not going to change anything. We'll have it for 420. Okay, so now we're just waiting for the oven to get up to temperature here. This is pretty much ready here. So we got the stuffing all ready to go. I guess it's probably safe to mix it all together with the other one now. Alright, so we'll let this sit. We'll get this pan clean. And this as well. Now that there's some food and stuff, we're going to use the water. Alright, and I just rinse it out real quick. Wipe it out. And bam, that's done. And I take my towel here. So I've always got this towel on me usually when I'm cooking. That way I can cook and clean as I go. It makes it so much easier. And ta-da! Our pan is ready to go for mashed potatoes. The bird is now ready to be stuffed. I'm thinking we'll use a spoon to stuff the bird. And we're just going to start adding the stuffing in and try to fill it in as best as we can here. Now some people say not to stuff a bird when it's raw because then you're dealing with like salmonella poisoning or things like that, but if you're not stuffing it overnight and letting it sit, then it should be fine because you're going to get it into the oven right away. And the heat of this is all going to cook, you know, so there is no need to worry about stuffing the bird and worrying about all that. And they said to really make sure it's packed in there. So we're going to force all that stuffing in. Alright, that looks like it's stuffed pretty good there. I don't know if I can fit any more into the turkey there. I guess we can always stuff the neck. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Another trick is folding down the wings and then it allows it to sit a little bit flatter. Let me show you. So you take your wing here, right? And you grab your bird and you're going to force this. How do we do it? Oh yeah, you force this part right there and bam. You make him like basically put his wing like behind his head, like he's kind of propped up, kicking it, chilling. And bam, that wing like that. And that should help to keep the bird nice and flat in your pan right there. Okay. And then, like I said, we're going to stuff the front over here as well. Like, might as well try to get some stuffing in here. I don't know if there is enough room or not. I'm just going to use my hand. So please, hope you don't mind. But I'm simply going to use my hand to then force it in there and try to hold it into place. And then we'll fold over the neck onto the stuffing and we'll just use up all the stuffing for the bird. That way there is no cross-contamination from the spoon into any of these leftovers. Now that can happen, but putting this warm food into the bird and then cooking the whole thing, there shouldn't be any sort of issues with food poisoning or stuff like that. And that's from a lot of different sites that I've read and different traditional ways of cooking the bird. Okay, so now you have it. Bird is ready. We just got to wait for that beep for the oven to finally reach temperature. I'm going to turn the light on real quick in the oven. Just make sure I did take out everything. Don't want to accidentally forget something in there, but I don't want to lose the heat by opening it. So I'm going to take it. Oh, there is something in there. Oh my gosh. Also, I just realized the rack to the lower. Okay, we're good. We just lost some heat there. Okay, so now we got the turkey all ready to go, guys. The stuffing all in the bird, all stuffed. We're gonna wrap up the bird. We can get it all prepared. As soon as it beeps and it reaches 420, we're ready to go. All right, so let's get this all wrapped up now. So we just got our regular foil here. It's not the super wide, but this, I like this to go with the skinnier type of wrap here, because then you can leave the top of this to where you can, when you need to get into the bird, you can look into it here. So we're going to leave this like this, and we're going to kind of fold that over with the other piece here. Make sure you got enough. Go around, grab it like that. Okay, so now, what I was talking about, you know, I didn't even see one of those automatic thermometer timers on this bird. That's interesting. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this all come together. And kind of like just wrap it, fold it over on itself. So then when you want to come in and check the bird in a little while, you can just open it up and see what's going on in there. Alright, so that is now ready to go, guys. Make sure it's all nice and tight, keep all that steam in there. And then we can open it up in the center here in a little while so we can brown the bird and brown the top. So we just got to wait for it to beep. So it's doing the preheat right now. I don't know where we're at. It just says 420. Okay. So I don't know how much longer we got to wait, but we're good to go here. I can get this bowl all nice and clean. One less dish to worry about. Once again, we still haven't rinsed out the sponge. We've just been using it. Same cleaning action with all the dishes since the beginning. That's what I love about Norway. This stuff is amazing. So then it just mechanically picks up all that, all the food, all that stuffing that was in there, and it just cleans it all up, and it's just all in there now. It's all just been picked up into the microfiber. Then we just dry it and put it away. So now this is ready to go. What we'll probably do is make another batch of stuffing a little bit later. We'll get the potatoes going so I can have those ready, and then we'll make another batch of stuffing, maybe, so we can actually do an oven bake and get the top of the stuffing all crispy. Or we can just take it out of the turkey, put it into a casserole pan, and just bake it real quick to get that browning and crispiness on top. I really like that. Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't dry the bottom of that. That's done, ready to be put away. And that, guys, is the sound of round one, part one. We are now done. So be sure to join me in a little while. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to start to get myself prepared for the next thing to go, which will be making the red chili powder, making a authentic New Mexican style red chili with the red chili powder. We're going to be using this Loma Vista hot chili powder here. It's real simple. I mean, all you do is you cook up some oil, heat up the oil, you brown some flour. You can also use cornstarch, and you brown that up, and then you add your chili powder to it. So you do 2 tablespoons of oil, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 1 to 3 tablespoons of chili, depending on how spicy you want it. And then about a cup and a half of water. And that's all you need. And then salt and garlic and cumin powder and oregano to taste. Some people may only want salt in it. Some people don't like to add the oregano and cumin to it. So all depending on how you like to make it, I'll be showing you my version of it. So we're going to get this turkey in the oven now, and we're going to figure out what time it is. And that's about it, guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I'm Dan the Glassman, and we've been cooking with the Glassman. All right, let's get this bird in the oven. Here we go. Oh my God. You know what? Well, I bought 2 pans. That pan is scaring me. Oh my God. That bird is heavy. I'm gonna double up the pans. I am. I really am. I don't trust this pan. This thing feels like that bird's trying to fall in. And when I go to pull it out later, man, we're gonna have turkey's grease and everything everywhere. Don't want to cause any kind of fires or anything, so we're gonna double up the pan here. I just put 1 pan underneath it, you guys. So we got 2 pans now. That's a little bit better. All right, let's get this thing in. There we go. All right, birds in the oven. Like 20 pounds, 17 and a half pounds. All right, so make sure that you cook, what is it? 1 hour for every 4 to 5 pounds. So 17 pounds, you know, let's go 18, 9, cut that in half, that's 9, cut that in half, 4.5 hours. I think it's about right. So, we're going to check the time right now. and the birds should be ready. It's 9:30, 4.5 hours. So by 2 o'clock, the birds should be ready to go. All right, you guys. Might be sooner. We're gonna take a break. I'll be back with part two of Thanksgiving cooking today, and I'll be showing you how to make authentic New Mexican style red chile. It's a must-have here in New Mexico. It's better than gravy. It is our gravy. All right. See you guys soon. Love and blessings. Thanks for tuning in.